No romance allowed by Kana. Chapter 5. There was no way I could stand the smell of another bowl of instant noodles. After work, I stopped by the grocery to buy a whole rotisserie chicken and some mixed veggies. The chicken could be stretched for at least 4 meals if I ate it with rice and steamed veggies. On my way back home, my phone buzzed, and Rick's name showed on the screen. Hoping for something good, I answered. "Hi, Rick." I greeted through the speakerphone. "How are you?" "Hey, Rory. Listen, I have good news." "But where are you?" "At home?" My heart pumped hard. "Good news?" "Not yet. I'm in Albertson's parking lot in Carrera now. But I'll be home in 10 minutes." "Okay, I'll wait for you," said Rick. "See you soon," I said. Hanging up the phone, I drove the rest of the way home wondering excitedly about the news Rick had for me. Rick was talking to Jose, one of the security guards, as I parked my car in front of my apartment. I'd always been amused by his friendly manner because he could talk to anyone about anything, from the weather to sports, to culture, to food. Still chatting away with Jose, Rick waved to me as I got out of my car. The two men parted, and Rick headed in my direction. "For you," he said, holding the plastic bag in his left hand out to me as he stopped in front of me. "What's that?" I asked, accepting the bag from his hand. It was heavy. "For my beautiful wife," he winked. "She made a blueberry cheesecake this morning and gave you a quarter of it. Some oranges from her sister's garden. And your favorite food, a tray of meatloaf." "Ah, she is so sweet," I said. My heart filled with warmth. Now, I feel rich. I held up my plastic bags from the grocery store. Rick chuckled, giving me a thumbs up. Together, we walked toward my apartment. "So, you said earlier that you have good news for me?" I asked as I opened my apartment door and let him in. Rick nodded and sat on a tall chair at the kitchen bar while I took the food out of the bags and laid it out on the countertop. The smell of meatloaf and rotisserie chicken made me hungry. A woman named Jane Ryder called and said that she is interested in the room. But Rick stopped and gazed at me. "Only for a year or less." "Oh," I said, lowering my head to hide my disappointment. "Yeah, she is here for a short-term project and will go home when it's done," Rick said. "But I think you should consider this. This lady is willing to pay for 6 months' rent upfront." My eyes widened as my brain made a quick calculation. $1,250 multiplied by 6 is. What? $7,500 in advance? That's a lot of money. No, nobody is willing to pay that much. It sounds too good to be true. "Yup, that's what I thought," he said, giving me a piece of paper. I nibbled my lower lip while reading the phone number written on the paper. "Do you think she is a liar?" Rick half shrugged. "If she hasn't called me in 2 days, you know the answer," he said, rising from his seat and walking to the front door. "Thanks for your help, Rick." "I appreciate it," I said, as he turned the knob and walked through the doorway. "And thank Maggie for the food." "Our pleasure." "Good night, kiddo," he said and closed the door behind him. I sighed and looked at the paper. No one was willing to pay that much. Shaking my head, I crunched the paper and tossed it in the trash can, then headed to my room for a quick shower before dinner. My dinner was lavish. It felt like no one else could possibly understand how delicious a slice of meatloaf and a piece of chicken with steamed rice and veggies could taste. And the blueberry cheesecake? If only if I were rich, I would have a skillful chef like Maggie. Around 8 in the evening, Lizzie video called me. We adopted a puppy. She shrieked, turning her camera to Terry holding a mixed golden cocker spaniel in his arms. Her name is Kiki. "Oh my God, what a cute puppy." "Hi, Kiki," I squealed, waving my hand in front of the camera. "Aw, she is so adorable. And the eyes, my heart is melting." The puppy's coat was long and curly and the same color as Terry's hair. When he planted a kiss on the puppy's head, for a second, it seemed that he had hair extensions. How could her owner have had the heart to put her in the shelter? "She is so adorable," I said, my eyes fixed on the puppy. "We don't know. But she has a new home now," said Terry, lifting the puppy's paw and waving it to me. "Hi, Auntie Rory." I chuckled and waved back to the camera. The puppy seemed content in Terry's arms, pressing her head to his chest when Lizzie put the phone closer to her face. I'm so jealous because I think Kiki prefers Terry to me, said Lizzie, turning the phone back to herself. Don't be silly, I laughed. Soon, she will know that you are a good mom for her. Lizzie grinned widely, her eyes sparkling with pride. So, any news about a roommate? She said, still smiling from ear to ear. Rick got a call today, but I don't think it's a serious offer, I said. I told her about Jane Ryder and her promise to pay 6 months' worth of rent upfront. Sounds too good to be true, said Lizzie. No one is willing to pay an upfront payment like that. That's exactly what Rick and I thought. Oh, well. Not my luck yet, I said, rubbing my temple. Don't give up, okay? Said Lizzie, sounding concerned. You'll find someone great. I believe God will help you. Thanks, Lizzie. Hey, why did you guys suddenly decide to get a dog? I asked, diverting the topic. I knew she would ask me if I was fine financially, but at this moment, I wanted to forget about it. Beaming, slightly pinkish, Lizzie said that they wanted to have a baby soon after the wedding but were scared, so Kiki could be the best way to practice before having the real one. Terry's eyes sparkled when he chimed in, with Kiki sleeping peacefully in his arms. Terry and Lizzie were meant for each other. I was happy for them but also jealous of Lizzie, who had gotten a good man in Terry. I shouldn't have been worried about that, given that my monetary issues needed to be resolved. End of Chapter 5. You've been listening to Chapter 5 of No Romance Allowed by Kana. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share this channel with your friends so they can enjoy the story. If you want to know what I've been writing, please subscribe to my newsletter in the description below. Thank you for supporting my work.